David wasn't always like this. He used to think of himself as a bit grumpy, maybe a little old-fashioned. The type of man who read newspapers from front to back, shouted at the radio when Ken Bruce told a contestant they were 1 year out on Popmaster, and swore he'd never use contactless payments. But lately, something inside him had hardened. It wasn't just irritation anymore. It was rage, pure distilled hatred. It began subtly. The guy next to him on the bus loudly FaceTiming a friend. A teenager filming himself dancing in the supermarket. People sitting on park benches, scrolling endlessly, their eyes never lifting from the screens. David tried to ignore it, told himself it was just how things were now. But deep down, a seed of loathing began to take root. The world as he knew it was fading, and David felt like a ghost, trapped in a circus of fools. People no longer looked around. Nobody noticed anything anymore. Strangers bumped into him without apology, walked into traffic with their headphones in, shouted to themselves on the street as if everyone were watching. And all of it was celebrated as creating content. David stopped going out. The noise, the ignorance, the entitlement, it clung to him like smoke. Every time someone shouted into a phone or filmed a reaction video in public, something inside him curdled. He started collecting things, news clippings, reports of missing persons, crime scenes, accidents. It gave him a strange sense of balance. A world this stupid deserved a little chaos. Then, one night, he saw him. A man in a long dark coat stood beneath the flickering street lamp. He wasn't scrolling, he wasn't talking, he was just standing, watching. David stared. The man smiled. Not kindly, not politely. It was a slow, knowing smile, the kind that said, "I see you." The next morning, David woke up to silence, no cars, no joggers, no phones. He dressed and stepped outside. The world was empty, not destroyed, just abandoned. Coffee cups left half full on tables, doors hanging ajar, phones buzzing on pavements untouched. He walked through the town. No people, no noise. And for the first time in years, David smiled. Peace, blessed silence. It was everything he'd ever wanted. He strolled past the war memorial, past vape shops and betting offices, basking in the quiet. But then the whispering started. At first, David thought it was just the wind. Then he heard laughter. A lot of it. Mean, high-pitched, familiar. It was coming from inside the old cinema, the boarded-up one on Valley Street. Something compelled him to step inside. The projector flickered to life. On the screen, him. Black and white footage. David eating, David pacing, David shouting at a delivery van, David asleep. Then a message appeared, typed slowly onto the screen. "Smile, David, you're trending." He turned to leave. But the exit had vanished. The screen pulsed. A sound grew behind him. 1,000 voices, jeering and amused. They hadn't vanished, he had. Somewhere, they were watching him, millions laughing, swiping, sharing. David, the man who hated people, was now content, trapped, forever viral.